The rain fell softly over the old mansion that stood on the edge of the city, its walls carrying stories no one dared to speak aloud. For years, people believed the place was cursed, abandoned after a tragic incident that shattered a powerful family. But what the world did not know was that the story had never truly ended. It had only been waiting for the right moment to rise again. A young woman stepped out of a black car that stopped quietly at the gate. Her name was Alina, and though she wore simple clothes, her presence carried a quiet strength that turned heads without effort. Her eyes lingered on the mansion, not with fear, but with a deep, unresolved emotion. This was not just a building to her, it was her past. 15 years ago, she had been forced to leave this very place. Accused of something she never did, stripped of her identity, and abandoned by the very people who were meant to protect her. She had been just a child then, helpless and broken. But time had changed her. The world had shaped her into someone far stronger than anyone could have imagined. As she walked through the gates, memories rushed back. Echoes of laughter, moments of warmth, and the cold betrayal that had followed. Her heart tightened, but she didn't stop. She had not returned for nostalgia. She had returned for justice. Inside the mansion, 4 brothers gathered in the grand hall, each one powerful in his own right. They were known across the country for their influence. Armin, the eldest, calm and strategic. Zion, sharp and observant. Rayyan, bold and fearless. And Adil, the youngest, kind-hearted but determined. They had built an empire from the ruins of their family's downfall, unaware of the truth buried beneath it all. When Alina entered the hall, silence fell. The brothers turned toward her, confused at first, then curious. There was something about her that felt familiar, yet distant. "I'm here to meet the owners of this house," she said, her voice steady. Armin stepped forward. "That would be us. Who are you?" Alina looked at them one by one, her gaze unwavering. "Someone you should have recognized long ago." The room grew tense. Zion narrowed his eyes, studying her face closely. "What do you mean?" Instead of answering directly, Alina reached into her bag and placed an old pendant on the table. It was a family heirloom, one that had disappeared years ago. Adil's breath caught. That belongs to the girl you all forgot," Alina said softly. The realization hit them like a storm. Memories they had buried began to surface. A young girl who used to run through these halls, who laughed with them, who trusted them, and who was suddenly gone. "Alina!" Rayyan whispered, disbelief in his voice. She nodded. Shock turned into guilt, then into something deeper. Armin clenched his fists. "We were told you. That I betrayed this family," she interrupted. "That I was the reason everything fell apart." No one spoke. The silence was answer enough. Alina took a deep breath. "I didn't come here to blame you. I came here because the truth needs to be uncovered. And I can't do it alone." The brothers exchanged glances. Years of misunderstanding stood between them, but so did a bond that had never completely faded. "Who did this?" Zion asked quietly. Alina's eyes hardened. "The one person who gained everything when I lost everything." She revealed a name that sent a chill through the room. A powerful figure who had been close to the family, someone they had trusted without question. Armin's expression darkened. "If what you're saying is true." "It is," Alina said firmly. "I've spent years gathering proof, but bringing them down will require more than evidence. It will require strength, strategy, and unity." Rayyan stepped forward, determination in his eyes. "Then you have all of that here." Adil nodded. "We failed you once. We won't do it again." For the first time, Alina felt something shift inside her. Not forgiveness, not yet, but hope. The days that followed were filled with planning. The mansion, once silent, came alive again, not with laughter, but with purpose. Each brother used his skills to uncover pieces of the truth. Armin worked on the legal side, building a case strong enough to stand in court. Zion dug into hidden records and financial trails. Rayyan handled the risks, confronting those who stood in their way. And Adil stayed by Alina's side, offering support in ways words couldn't express. As they worked together, old memories slowly began to resurface, not just the painful ones, but the beautiful ones too. Moments of childhood, of trust, of a bond that had once been unbreakable. One evening, as the sun set behind the mansion, Alina stood in the garden where she used to play. Adil joined her, standing quietly beside her. "You've changed," he said gently. "So have you," she replied. There was a pause, filled with unspoken thoughts. "Do you hate us?" he asked. Alina looked at him, her expression soft but honest. "I did, for a long time, but holding on to that hate only made me weaker. Letting go, that made me stronger." Adil nodded. "We don't deserve your forgiveness." "Maybe not," she said. "But this isn't about the past anymore. It's about making things right." Their eyes met, and in that moment, something deeper formed. Not just understanding, but a quiet connection built on respect and shared purpose. As the plan unfolded, the truth began to come to light. The person responsible for Alina's downfall was exposed, their lies unraveling piece by piece. The final confrontation took place in the very mansion where it all began. Standing together, Alina and the four brothers faced the one who had torn their family apart. Evidence was presented, truths were spoken, and justice finally took its course. When it was over, the weight that had burdened them for years began to lift. The mansion was no longer a place of sorrow. It became a symbol of resilience, of truth, and of a family that had found its way back to each other. Days later, as life slowly returned to normal, Alina stood once again at the gates. But this time, she wasn't alone. The four brothers stood beside her. "Where will you go now?" Rayen asked. Alina smiled faintly. "Forward." Armin nodded. "This will always be your home." She looked at the mansion, then at them. For the first time in years, she felt a sense of belonging. "I know," she said, and as they walked back inside together, the past no longer defined them. What mattered now was the future, a future they would face not as strangers, but as a family rebuilt through truth, strength, and a bond that no betrayal could ever truly break.